Hey, I'm Drew from NWA 3D, and I'm the Director of Sales and Education, and we're an educational 3D printing company based in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Right down the road from here.
Yep, we are like 5 miles away.
So you didn't even have to drive very far.
Nope, not today.
Yeah, that's good, right?
Next week I will, though.
You can sleep in your own bed tonight. So
Yeah, I know. Woohoo!
Are you guys going to Hot Springs next week?
Yeah, we'll be in Hissy all week at the Hot Springs Technology Institute. So we're doing some pre-conference workshops where we're going to help for the first 2 days. All day is going to be curriculum development for teachers who are getting 3D printers, and then they're going to work on like how you're going to use them in your classroom, like for the next school year and beyond, so they can leave with lesson plans.
That's awesome.
That are all set and ready to go. And then we'll be at the regular conference too, doing breakout
Yeah,
sessions
we'll be
and stuff
there
like that, too.
Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, we come in for the regular conference, so
Yeah,
no
we'll be there.
pre-con for us. We don't sit out in the hallways waiting for people. So let's talk about that. Let's jump right into that. That's a great thing. We were talking before we came on the air about this curriculum. You know, you guys are taking a great run at, yes, we have every 3D printing thing you need right here, but we want to give you the other side of it. And there's that word.
Exactly.
You're giving it to them.
Yeah, we are. It's part of like what we want to do, and part of our educational mission is not only to make 3D printing easier in the classroom, but to make sure that it's integrated with teachers' curriculums and to make sure that the students are engaged in ways that are going to help them for no matter what job or what school they want to go to after high school. Then they'll be set and ready to go with a lot of those digital manufacturing skills and a lot of the soft skills that you learn too. Those are the awesome parts of 3D printing that we've really been focused on here in these past 2 years of how you can communicate better when you're working on projects and prototyping, and how you can collaborate, and how you're learning how to problem solve and work creatively with lots of free CAD designs, computer-aided design programs that are out there. But one thing that we're really passionate about too, which is also from my teaching background, is actually making sure that they're integrated into standards. So that's one thing that we're really excited about. And this summer we're hiring another teacher, which we're really pumped about, and they're going to help us out with our 3D printer trainings that normally come. All of our printers come with training, so they're going to help us out with that, and they're going to help us out by going to events and a lot of the free community things that we do, but especially help us develop curriculum and really help teachers out. And we want to build a relationship and build up rapport with our classrooms to where, like, hey, let's take a look at your standards. Let's take a look at a lesson plan. Like, what's one thing that we can upgrade? So, for instance, let's say you're working on like a habitat in like 4th grade science. Well, instead of trying to have your kids 3D print the entire habitat, let's just 3D print one thing and design one thing in there. Because, making stuff out of paper towel rolls is awesome, and you shouldn't stop doing that, Drawing stuff is awesome, but it's like one more tool in the toolbox for teachers to use. Like, well, hey, maybe instead of making that branch out of a straw, you could 3D design that branch for your sloth to hang out on in the habitat or something. So you can get one part integrated into your curriculum to kind of help like move forward with it. And that's one thing that we're really passionate about this next school year.
So when you guys jumped into is that one of the first things you noticed was the curriculum? How many teachers got a 3D printer that their administrator bought for them, and then they went, what do I do with it?
Yeah.
Is that where this came from?
We've seen that sometimes, and we've seen one of the main reasons was we run into a lot of 3D printers that just don't work, and teachers have had trouble getting them to work because they might not have been the original person to get it, or the technology itself is flawed, or they just really don't have anyone to show them, like, here's a couple things that you can do to get it running, because they've never seen it before. So when you're trying to develop a lesson to 3D print in your classroom, let's say you really wanted to do like a topographical map in like social studies, and you're working on like different types of landforms or something, and you really wanted to 3D print this, and your students designed it, and then you're ready to print, and then you don't know how to run the printer, or the printer doesn't work, or that just kind of takes all the wind out of what you're trying to do. Sure. And once you run into that like wall, and then it's like, all right, now what do I want to do after this? And maybe that was just a disaster of trying to get that going, and then you're kind of disenfranchised and disheartened and be like, man, I don't know if I really want to use this again. Mm-hmm. So we want to try to help to make that not happen. So you don't have to use it all the time, but using it sometimes where it's appropriate is really what we want to help out with.
Yeah. So let's talk something else that's really we've been seeing a lot of. You saw the Apple WWDC keynote. Did you watch it yet? Have you seen
I haven't watched it yet.
So
no.
The AR stuff is crazy cool. The augmented reality stuff that Apple's especially doing.
I've seen some crazy stuff, like people working on sinks, and then it's like they can like bring up stuff on the sink on like how the pipes go together right next to the sink. It's like we're in the future. We're living in the future.
I mean, it's just crazy. But that brings us back to 3D printing and its relationship with AR. And we're gonna, just like you said, don't print the entire habitat. Let's print that key element and let's build it off.
Yeah, and then you could work on a lot of coding things, and like the governor and the education education department in Arkansas is really focused on a lot of computer science stuff, and so much of that is directly applicable to like machining and using the type of like how to use this little miniature factory robot that you have, which is a 3D printer, and how you can integrate that into a lot of the coding standards that exist too, because you can code the 3D printer to do what you want, or you can digital program it to do what you want, and there's lots of different ways to go about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guys are knocking it out as usual.
Thanks.
So
We're trying.
I think it's exciting. You're hiring a teacher.
I think that's
We are. We're really pumped about it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're excited about next school year and what's going to happen.
Well, and your brick and mortar's right here.
Yeah, it's in Fayetteville. So we are in North Fayetteville at 3422 North College. It's Suite 5. So right in the back of the parking lot. And yeah, we're all set up. It's our like training and distribution center and stuff like that. But hey, if you're in the area, stop by. We got lots of stuff for teachers and anybody who's just interested in 3D printing. So yeah,
It's about education.
I'd love to hear you.
This is,
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, education is our main focus, but we'd love to help you out. If you're curious about 3D printing or whatever, just let us know, because this is what we do.
Exactly.
So,
And if you're not anywhere nearby, you can reach out to them on Twitter at NWA3D.
yep, you can get us on all the social media, just like you guys.
That's right.
Yep, and hopefully it'll pop up. Yeah. Top result.
the
Yeah.
robotics kids earlier, and I said, "So who's your SEO guy?" What's that?
Well, yeah.
Like, hey, searching.
Get those meta tags in there. Come on.
Awesome. Thanks, Drew.
Yeah. Thanks.